Do you still feel up? I won't go to the House with you. You still feel like the Senate's going to pick up 3 or 4 seats?
I'm more optimistic about it than I was before.
Okay.
But we've got some seats like Tennessee and Tennessee, which has always been Republican since 1990, and which right now the Democrats are ahead. But on the other hand, in Arizona, Mark McSally, our latest poll, she's up 1 point over the Democrats. She had been behind. I think Dean Heller does okay in Nevada. I think we will pick up 2 to 3.
And what about, I believe you're going to pick up the Senate seat in Florida. And
Florida, I agree.
I got to believe Cruz is going to be okay in Texas. I've seen a lot of things that is really a close race, which shocks me a little bit, to be honest with you.
Well, except I saw something recently that Beto O'Rourke is getting an F from the NRA, and he's bragging about it.
Wow.
Now, wait a second. You're in Texas, and you're bragging about getting an F from the NRA?
That's a great...
Maybe that works in Austin?
Yeah. That's a... I hope he keeps bragging about that.
Oh, totally.
But you don't think you don't think Cruz is in trouble there, do you?
I think it's going to be tighter than it should be, but I think Cruz wins.
Yeah. All right, let me take a break. Send it to Bill Cassidy. One more segment to go. I got a few things I'd like to ask him when we get back. 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. He's on the Hickson has a hotline. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Moon Griffon Show. Hello, welcome back. Moon Griffon Show. Great to have you with us. 844-766-6607. Hickson has a hotline. Senator Bill Cassidy, my special guest. Senator, you got legislation this week on the opioid crisis. What is that supposed to do?
Yeah, we got a lot of things in that bill, but it'll be a big package going through on opioids and to help prevent. And it's part of a string of bills that we've passed. Some of the things that I have in there or have already passed is, for example, giving the state more information to figure out if a treatment center that, say, Medicaid pays for is worthwhile, or whether it's just a place that grabs a check and then someone comes out and they're no more likely to be off their addiction than they were before. We're giving tools to the states to allow them to know kind of on a real-time basis where prescriptions are being filled. There are some people that will doctor shop, get 4 or 5 prescriptions, 4 or 5 docs, go to 4 or 5 pharmacies all in one day, and they sell some of the pills. They sell all the pills. That's just the way they make money. So we're giving the states tools so that they can be able to get that information. Also to share with law enforcement. If somebody is doing that, Louisiana is very much on the leading edge of this, but other states, they don't really allow these databases that follow how much people are getting to share with law enforcement. We're trying to change that too, so law enforcement knows just who the bad actors. We got lots of stuff that sum up.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So anyway, so you think something gets passed?
Oh, yeah. It passed actually last Thursday out of the Senate, and I think the House will probably just pass the bill we have already passed, but it's going to be signed into law. The president's made fighting the opioid crisis a huge priority.
Yeah,
The places he won were places that had been so poorly under the Obama administration, a lot of desperation, a lot of deaths from opioids, and the president recognized that, and he's doing his best to do something about it.
Okay, you got something called upcoming Service Academy Days around the state. What is that? What is that about?
If a young person is interested in going to one of the military academies, then this is where we have representatives of the military academies there, and you can get your questions answered. We do them around the state, and so the next one's going to be Saturday in Baton Rouge from 9 to noon. Registration starts about 8:30. Every senator and representative gets 2 appointments to every academy. Mm-hmm. So the ones in Baton Rouge will have representatives from my office, from Kennedy's office, Richmond, Abraham, Graves. All of us will be there, have representatives there to help folks get that one they want next for them. The one in Baton Rouge this Saturday is going to be right across the street from the new state capitol at the State Museum there. But you can go to my website, cassidy.senate.gov, We're going to be in Bossier. In the following week, we're going to be in Mandeville on the 29th. So we're working around the state. If somebody's interested in attending a military academy, check out our website, cassidy.senate.gov, and get the information they need.
Let me ask you a question. I know you've been involved with the border walls, amnesty, DACA. Do you believe that given amnesty, I'm just asking, people qualify DACA in exchange for a wall a good deal? And the reason I ask that is because if they do that, that's an instant they're citizens versus building a wall over 15, 20 years. Where are you going on this? Where are we going with this? Because I know the president wants a wall, and he said he's not going to sign this next budget deal we're getting ready to go through unless he gets money for a wall. And he said he may do it through the military.
So the president on DACA, the president went to and he said, listen, the kids are here. They came when they were 2 years old. I don't like it, but I'm willing to allow them to stay and have a pathway to citizenship, not instantaneous citizenship, but a pathway to citizenship. But I want a wall. I want to secure the southern border. It doesn't have to be a wall, the president says. It just has to secure the southern border. Democrats had a great deal, and they turned it down. They hate the president so much, they turned down a great deal. I think the president still has that deal on the table. In terms of funding for the wall, there's been a little bit of funding, not as much as the president wants. My idea is one way to fight the opioid crisis is to confiscate more money going to the cartels. Let's use that money to build the wall. That way it's the Mexican cartels building the wall, not the Mexican government.
Yeah, but do these kids become citizens overnight? I mean, what
no,
takes place?
Not at all.
And do you vote for something? I'm talking you, anybody. Do you vote for something like that, where we get the wall and the wall is really not built for years to come, but they become citizens overnight? That was my concern.
They don't become citizens overnight. And of course, the wall will take time to build, but what people say is that it's not going to be a physical wall the whole distance. If you have a river, you can't really build a wall on a river. So what they are recommending is that in some places there's a wall, and in some places it would be what they use in Afghanistan to track people coming through the mountains, a satellite sort of system. So they've got different ways to monitor, but it would secure the southern border, and that's where the president is right now. But you do not become citizens overnight.
Okay, what are your plans to do with the new budget that McConnell's going to bring forward? Democrats don't mind voting for more deficits and spending, and it seems like McConnell could get more Democrats and just get some Republicans and get the budget passed. What are your concerns? Is this something you'll vote against, or is it what's going to take place? The president act like he's not signing. He said last time he'll let a shutdown take place.
So we voted on a spending bill which kind of set the limits as to what we would be spending money on a few months ago. I voted against it. The president said he wished he could not sign it, but he signed it anyway. And I just thought it spent too much money. Now it isn't that we are deciding how much to spend, it's we're deciding what the priorities are. And those are the bills coming before us now. The president wants the wall. I don't think he's going to get it before November the 6th. But on the other hand, there could be funding that comes up after the election cycle.
Yeah, and
after the midterm elections.
I know the big concern is this. The president has been president for basically about 2 years. He hadn't got a movement on that. If for some reason Republicans were to lose the House, all that's over. It's not going to be any wall. It's not going to be any change, and that's what worries me, that we hadn't helped him deliver on that, I guess. And I felt like we should have delivered that with the budget, with the wall, and things of that nature, because we don't know what's going to happen in the fall. I'd like to believe Republicans are going to hold everything, but if they didn't do it the first 2 years, why are they going to do anything about it in the next 2 years?
Yeah, I can't answer that well. There was a few $1 billion, but not the $20 billion that is needed. I do think ultimately we get increased border security, because the only way Republicans will give a deal, the president will sign a deal on DACA, and again, he's offered a very generous deal, is if he gets more border security. And if Democrats want a deal on DACA, they're going to have to get more border security. That's just the way it goes.
Yeah. One last thing I wanted to visit with you about is pharmacy gag clauses and save patients money on prescription. What is that about exactly?
Oh, this is so outrageous, Moon. If your family, normal people, go to the pharmacy and you go present your insurance card, it may be, and quite often is, that the pharmacist cannot tell you that if you paid cash, the prescription would be say for example, $75. But if you pay your insurance copay, it's $100. It's cheaper to pay cash than it is to pay your insurance copay, but the pharmacist by contract is not allowed to tell you. If he does, he loses his whole book of business with that particular insurance company. It's wrong. We're passing a law this week to take care of us on the Medicare patients, and then I think the next week we'll pass one to take care of it for people with private insurance. You've talked about how much your medical costs are.
Yep.
We don't. That's just wrong, and we're trying to take care of it.
Yeah, I know there's a big push out there talking about special need or pre-existing conditions. I wonder how all this is going to play into the big picture for us said and done. All righty. Senator Bill Cassidy, Senator, thank you so much. We'll do it again at another day.